Once upon a time, in a small town named Sun Valley, there lived a girl named Emily. She was smart and inquisitive, always dreaming of adventures and mysteries. Emily loved to spend time in the park, where she explored the nature around her and looked for something unusual. One day while Emily was walking in the park, she came across a strange old book with a thick, dusty cover. The book was completely worn out, but it still held Emily's interest. She decided to take the book home to study it more closely. At home, Emily opened the book and started reading. It turned out to be a book about time travel. The pictures and stories inside captured the girl's imagination, and she realized that the world around her could be much more amazing and mysterious than she had thought. One of the main stories was about the mysterious forest, which was supposed to be a place where time stops and the most incredible things are possible. The book described that it might be possible to get magical powers there and fulfill one's most cherished wishes. Excited by the opportunity, Emily decided to set out to explore the mysterious forest. She invited her best friend Jake to join her, as he was also inquisitive and interested in mystery and adventure. Thus began their exciting journey that will lead them to unforgettable discoveries and encounters with mysterious creatures. Emily and Jake set off on a journey through the forest, following the instructions on the map in the book. The path was full of dangers and mysteries, but the children did not stop. Their curiosity and desire to discover hidden secrets pushed them forward. As they progressed, the children came across a huge strange oak door that was cut into a mysterious hill. On the door were the wicker roses Emily knew well. They realized that this was exactly the place from the story in the book. Not knowing what awaited them behind the door, the children opened it with great impatience and found themselves inside a magical castle, ruined and covered with cobwebs. It was attached to the trunk of a huge tree. Suddenly, a wise old magician in a long cloak appeared in front of them. He told them that this castle had once been the home of a fairy who had lost her magic powers, and now he was protecting it from unwanted visitors. The magician asked Emily and Jake to help them find the 3 keys that would unlock the treasure, where the fairy's magical powers were stored. He warned them that the journey would be dangerous and full of challenges, but if they could overcome all the obstacles, they would be rewarded for their bravery. Once in the magical castle, the children continued their adventure, eager to find the secret keys and restore the fairy's magic. The children began their journey through the castle, traveling through confusing rooms and secret corridors. In every room they found themselves in, there was a new puzzle or challenge that they had to solve to find the key. Their first riddle was displayed on the carved walls of the room. It said that the key was located where the light crosses the shadows. What did that mean? The children pondered and searched for every possible hidden corner and solved the puzzle until they finally noticed that the riddle answered a chest formed by shadows that stood nearby. There they found the first key, made of shining silver. The next clue was waiting for them in a special enclosed room filled with mirrors. On the door of this room was written, "On the other side is reflected the answer." The children examined each mirror and tried to figure out which one offered the secret path. Finally, they noticed that one of the mirrors reflected a white key in the corner of the room. Emily and Jake were happy when they finally pulled out the second key. The bridge over the underground stream was the test for the next key. The children stood on the edge with a deep ravine in front of a strong stream of water. The warning on the keyhole read, "Only the brave and patient will find the key within time." The children realized that they needed to walk across the bridge slowly, without haste, paying attention to each plank. Although the bridge was trampled by time, the children were brave and patient, allowing them to get the last key made of gold. As the children were preparing to use the keys they had found to open the door leading to the Fairy's magical powers. Failing held a humming sound and a cracking sound erupted from the lock. The lock shook and it looked like it could all come crashing down at any moment. Emily and Jake thought they had only seconds to live. Finally, the crackling and humming stopped, and the castle regained its stillness. A wise old magician in a long cloak and with an earring in his ear suddenly appeared before the children. "You are brave and persistent adventurers," he said, "and you have passed every test to reach this place." The magician explained that this castle was once the home of a fairy who had lost her magical powers. He told the children that long ago the fairy had lost contact with her powers, and they were locked away in a special safe to keep them out of the wrong hands. The magician asked Emily and Jake to help find the 3 keys that should open the safe where the fairy's magical powers were kept. He said they could use their wits and the skills they had demonstrated so far. The children accepted the magician's challenge and started looking for the key. In each room of the castle, a new riddle or puzzle awaited them that they had to solve to find the key. Their skills and intelligence were put to a hard test, but they worked together, supporting each other. Finally, they found all 3 keys. They returned to the safe, inserted the keys into the holes, and the secret mechanism opened. The safe opened and a bright glowing magical sphere erupted from there. As the children approached, the magical power filled their bodies and they felt the energy that the fairy had lost. Emily and Jake were overwhelmed by the feeling of power that filled their bodies. They felt their inner energy begin to sparkle around them like drops of magical rain. They looked at each other with delight and realized that they had become the possessors of magical fairy powers. They turned to the magician and thanked him in heartfelt words for opening the way to such an incredible experience. The magician was overjoyed, and he expressed his gratitude to Emily and Jake for their courage and ability to overcome all kinds of obstacles. Emily and Jake then decided it was time to head back home to Sun Valley. But before they could ask the Midge one last question, he pulled a small pulsing crystal from his pocket. The magician explained that the crystal was a special artifact that would help them return back to their world. He told the children to hold the crystal in their hands and concentrate on thinking about home and Sun Valley. Emily and Jake gratefully accepted the crystal and followed the mage's advice. They clutched it in their hands, remembered their hometown, and said farewell words to the wizard, expressing great gratitude. A bubble of light surrounded the children, and when the light disappeared, they found themselves in the park next to the tree where they had found the old book. They smiled at each other, realizing that their incredible journey had come to an end. Emily and Jake's hearts were full of gratitude and admiration for what they had experienced. They realized that adventure can begin at any time, even in the most ordinary places, and that friendship and courage can lead them to the most exciting and unforgettable places. But the most important thing for Emily and Jake was that their upcoming stories and tales of adventure would inspire other children and help them open their hearts to magic and fantasy. They decided to keep the time travel book and share their stories with other children so that all could experience the incredible wonders of the fantasy world. Thus began a new chapter in Emily and Jake's lives. They formed the Time Travelers Club to explore mysterious and amazing places with their friends, discovering new worlds and elusive possibilities. And their adventure story continues, opening up opportunities for children in Sun Valley to dream and be part of mesmerizing fantasy magic.